Hey team, Major Foe here, Operation Valkyrie, turn 9.3, Japan, July 1940. A little bit of housekeeping from the last turn. 5-star forgot his Republican Spain roll. He needs a 6 or less. Yoke, that's a 10, so that misses. Apologies for that 5-star. We have 2 tech rolls for Japan. First tech roll is improved construction with a +2. We need a 5 for greater than 11. That goes to stage 3. The bonus goes away. And large ship construction will be our other roll. We have a +1 on that, and we need an 8 or above or a 7 or above with the bonus. So that one is completed to stage 4. So we'll no longer rolling for that. 2 for 2 on tech this turn, considering I was 0% last time, I believe. So that will solidify this buy. So, Heavy Battleship is normally $7, but with improved construction, that goes to $6. So, 32. I've got a Mountain Brigade for $4 and 2 Marines for $4 each. That's 4, 8, $12. So that'll take me to 20. $3 for 1 infantry brings me to 17. 4 militia, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 militia upgrades, 10, 12. Brings me to 5. And unfortunately, the peace between Russia and Japan couldn't stay as long as we had hoped. So I'm going to pay the $5 and break the truce between Russia and Japan and declare war on the USSR this turn. So I have a number of attacks. We'll go over them on the board here. So first attack is into Tibet. I have a cavalry, a mountain brigade, 2 infantry at a Singang, and a medium bomber flying 1 through Suyan, 2 to Singhai, and 3 to Tibet, leaving them with 3 movement remaining. I have a walk-on infantry from Rihi into Suyan. So that is Japan up $1 and the CCP down $1. I have terrible camera skills as usual. I have 1 infantry from Western Manchuria moving into Cheetah. That will be +1 to Japan, -1 to Russia. Apologies for the back and forth. Just want to make sure I'm doing this properly. That brings Russia down to 44, Japan up to 31. I have a cavalry in Rihi. They're going to move 1 to Western Manchuria, 2 into Primorsky Krai. Flip that. The coastal artillery will be destroyed as it's land invasion, and there's no other units there. It does not get to fight back, so Japan up 2, Russia down 2. So Russia goes 44 to 42, Japan goes 31 to 33. Out of P14, I have a destroyer and a marine out of the 97th. Movement of 4 in total with the major port. So P14 to P15 is 1, P15 to P7 is 2, and P7 to P2 is 3. I don't require the extra movement, but I have it in case. And that will flip Amur to Japan, and Russia down 1, Japan up 1. Russia goes to 41. Japan goes to 34. Okay, I have 3 infantry in Western Manchuria. That'll be our attack number 2 on the board versus this militia. I believe this is the desert and this is not, so I don't think there's any penalties to these infantry. They'll be joined by a fighter at Rihi. 1, 2, 1 to Manchuria, Western Manchuria, 2 to Karelin? Yeah, pronunciation is probably way off on that one. Apologies. And they have 2 movement remaining. They can get back to Rihi. Attack number 3. This should be a lot of fun to try and not make confusing. So, out of the 41st, we have 2 infantry crossing a river in round 1. I'm going to just move the 41st token in there. Okay, 2 infantry crossing the river in round 1. And then I have 2 artillery unaffected by the river in round 1. And then they have first strike. Then I have a destroyer out of... just going to move this down a bit. The destroyer out of P14 will pick up the marine in P41 and drop them into... out of Shangtan and drop them into Hopei. That's a naval invasion. The battle cruiser will accompany that fight for first strike shore bombardment in Hopei. The tactical from Rihi will fly 1-2 down to that fight. 1 fighter off of the fleet in P14 will also join that fight. The transport in P15 will move across and bring in an infantry and an artillery that will land in stage 2 for the artillery, but the infantry will be in stage 1. And 1 transport from P32 will move 1 to P41, grab the infantry from Kwangtung, 2 to P32, and 3 into P14, and it has the bonus movement of +1 from the major port. They will also be navally landing, and they will pick up the other artillery from Nanking. I believe that's all that's going into there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And that shore bombardment will be the battle cruiser at a 3 or less. Okay. The next combat will be into Peking. If both of these, well, this one's already successful, but if this attack is successful, then Peking will be surrounded. So the artillery, I will move the 97th in there. The armor, medium armor, will drive down from Rihi, so a movement of 1. And if the city is surrounded, then the infantry do not get the target select on a 1 against vehicle class units. We're going to go real risky and take a transport out of P32. Correction. Out of P14 and drop 2 Marines in that battle. Okay, and then the 2 battleships will provide shore bombardment in that fight. Okay, off of the carrier, we're going to have the remaining 2 tactical bombers and the 2 fighters to join that fight. Okay, so we'll move 1 into Peking and have a movement of 3 remaining. The fighter off of the carrier has moved 1 into Hopei and have 3 movement remaining, and the tactical bomber came from Rihi. It'll have 2 movement remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is all the combat. I believe. Oh, I believe putting a seaplane on map is also considered combat. So that seaplane off Formosa will go on map in P32. I'll just make some space there. Okay, so that leaves me with 3 Marines left in Nanking, and that should be everything, I think. Yep. So now we'll take that down to the battle board. So, attack number 1 into Tibet. We have a cavalry at a 2 going into the camera work, camera work, camera work. We have a cavalry going into the mountains at a 2 versus a 3, so it's -1. We have a mountain brigade at a 2, it's unaffected. And we have 2 infantry at 1s. We also have the medium bomber at a 7. Okay, and they have 2 militia. So, 2 at 1 for the infantry, 7 and a 4 both misses. Cavalry and mountain brigade at a 2. 5 and a 4 both misses, and the medium bomber at a 7 or less, 12. Lovely, both misses. 2 militia at 2. Hunky dory. I'll lose an infantry. Okay. Infantry at 1. Shock. 1 hit. Mountain brigade and a cavalry at 2. Both misses, and the medium bomber at 7. Also a miss. So they lose 1 militia. They've returned fire with 2 militia at a 2. Shocking. Lose another infantry, and they lose a militia. Cavalry and a mountain brigade, round 3, 2 or less. 1 hit, that kills it. And in case I messed anything up, medium bomber, useless. Should drain the fuel to that, use it for something else. And the militia in return at a 2 or less. Can he get 3 in a row? No. So, we take Tibet with a mountain brigade and a cavalry, and the medium bomber survives. So, militias, 2 KMT militia are gone, and the 2 infantry are gone. Okay, no change to the dollar value, as there is no dollar value to that territory. Okay, next fight is in yep, you said it. Karulin? 3 infantry and a fighter. 3 infantry, I believe, are at 2s. I think that's just regular territory. The roundel from here to here, I'm crossing a mountain. It's in my own territory. It would be only the first round, so just to be sure, I'll roll them at a 1 in the first round. I believe this is the desert, so I don't think I'm affected by that. But I'll roll them at 1s for round number 1, because I believe I'm crossing a mountain, but as it's from my territory, I'm not sure if I'm affected, but we'll go with 3 at 1. All misses, doesn't matter, and the fighter at a 6. That's a hit. So militia in return at a 2 is at 11, so militia is dead. 3 infantry and the fighter survive. I don't think I messed that one up, but just let me know if I did. Da. Okay, so Japan is up $1, goes to 35. Russia's down $1 to 40. Okay, battle number 3. This is Hopei. We've got the shore bombardment from the battle cruiser at a 3 or less, and then we have 2 infantry crossing the river in round 1, 2 artillery boosting a marine and an infantry in round 1. The other 2 artillery will join in round 2, so they won't affect. They won't have a first strike, but they will be able to boost 2 more infantry if that number survives. And we have a tactical and a fighter. So all in 4 infantry, a marine, 4 artillery, a fighter, and a tactical versus 2 infantry. And I also have the shore bombardment first strike. So shore bombardment first strike at a 3 from the battle cruiser. Boom, 1 hit. They have 2 infantry, so that will be one of the 2. So that goes away. And then I have 2 artillery walking over for first strike at a 3 or less, both misses. Okay, 2 infantry crossing the river at a 1. both misses. Infantry off the naval uh, attack at a 2, that misses. A marine and an infantry navally attacking but boosted by the 2 artillery from round 1 at a 3 or less. Okay, both misses. Fighter at a 6 or less. That's a 3, that's a hit. And the tactical bomber at a 7 or less. That's a hit. So 2 hits. I only needed 1 more to take this out. Infantry at a 4. That's a hit, of course. So I'll lose the marine as it's a naval invasion. And 4 infantry, 4 artillery, a fighter, and a tactical bomber survive that fight. So the marine is killed as it was the first round. So 4 infantry and 4 artillery survive that fight. And CCP will go down $1. And Japan will go up $1. CCP goes to 4. And Japan goes to 36. Okay, now that encircles the city, so instead of target select and a +1 bonus, they are all -1. So once again, I have 2 battleships, first strike shore bombardments. I have medium armor, 2 marines, 2 fighters, and 2 tactical bombers going against 2 cavalry and 2 infantry. So we'll start with cleaning up some of this mess. Push that over there. Okay, 2 first strikes from the battleships at 4 or less. Useless. Okay, so we have 2 marines naval invading at a 2, both misses. The medium armor and 2 fighters at a 6. 1, 2, 3 hits. Okay, so that worked. And the 2 tactical bombers at a 7 or less with target select on a 3 or less. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. There are only 4 units in total. So if they don't get more than 2 hits on this, we should be okay. So 2 cavalry at a 1. Yeah, there's one of them. 1 hit, and 2 infantry at 3. Oh, lucky, lucky. Okay, so we did lose 1 marine. X that out. And all 4 of their units were destroyed. So taking a marine off, we have a medium tank and a marine left in Peking. All of their units were destroyed. CCP will go down $2. And Japan will go up $2. So CCP is back down to 2. And Japan is at $38. They also regained 2 territories in China. So that increases their bonuses back to 6 for owning the Chinese coastline. Okay, on to non-combat movement. I don't think I'm missing anything else on the combat because I did the map because I believe that's a combat movement. Okay, non-combat. Coastal sub from P59 will move to P50. The coastal sub in P61 will move to P59. 1 submarine from P15 will move 1 to P32 and 2 to P41. Line that up. We have the medium bomber. 1, 2, 3 back to Rihe. So in Tibet, they go back to Shanghai, Suyan, and land in Rihe. The fighter that went to Kurulin will move 1 to Western Manchuria and 2 back to Rihe. The tactical bomber that is in Hopei that went from Rihi, 1-2. We'll move back Suyon into Rihi. Let me see here. 5 heavy cruisers. I have 4 in P32. We'll move 1 to P43 and 2 to P46. Just like to select them all. Once again, 4 heavy cruisers from P32 will move P43, P46, and a heavy cruiser from P14, movement of 3 plus 1 bonus from the major port. We'll move 1 to P32, 2 to P43, and 3 to P46, so the bonus movement was not required. Light cruiser from P32 will move 1 to P43, 2 to P46. The light cruiser in P14 will move 1 to P32, 2 to P43, and 3 to P46. A transport from P32 will take 2 Marines and move 1 to P43 and 2 to P46. Drop the 2 Marines in the Caroline Islands. The other transport in P32 will move 1 to P43, 2 to P46. Okay. I have 2 destroyers in P32. They are both going to move 1 to P15, 2 to P16. Take 1 of the Marines with them and land them in Tokyo. The 2, I'm going to move that whole thing here. The fleet in P14 consisting of 2 fleet carriers and 1 light carrier and a transport will move 1 to P15 and 2 to P16 and join the 2 destroyers and 3 torpedo boat destroyers. So I'll just jam these on the card. And then they also have the transport with them. From Peking and Hopei, both those, all of the aircraft, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aircraft, moved 1 space. They still have 3 spaces remaining. They move P14, P15, P16, and land on the carriers. Okay. That is all of that. All of that. Probably don't need this card because I can just utilize this. The 2 submarines in P15 will move 3 spaces, P34, P43, and end in P46 as well. Okay, and I don't think I A, have anything else to move, and B, done that. So, place units. So apologies to Germany this turn. I clearly could not afford another submarine. Take all of these units and move them over here. So first militia upgrade will be in the Caroline Islands. There's a major port there, so I can do that. And the second militia upgrade will be in the Marshall Islands. And once again, there's a minor port, so it is in supply path. The 2 Marines will go to Tokyo. The Mountain Brigade will go to Rihi. And the infantry... Oh, I got that one. Okay. Will also go to Tokyo. Okay. And then I have 4 militia. So 1 militia will go to Singang. One militia will go to northern Manchuria. One militia will go to western Manchuria. And the other militia, apologies, just checking my notes here. Okay, yeah. Will go to Yunnan. Okay, that will conclude place units phase. We'll collect our income. So Japan currently sits at $38 and they have a bonus of 6. So maths are hard, but I believe that to be $44. And I think that is the end of the Japanese turn. So once again, thanks for watching. Looking forward to the new Prime Minister for the UK. For Elite Golden playing for Lancerbolt. Well, he's off for a little bit, and then we'll see how the rest of the turn rolls out. Thanks again for watching. Okay, bye.